camera.
You are, and you are.
This is my new favorite hobby. What was that?
Did we need to turn off water?
No.
Okay. I mean, since it didn't gush out, I assumed.
Yeah, it's got valves and stuff. That's why I'm trying to pull it out so I can shut the valves off.
And bye-bye dishwasher that didn't work anyway.
Good morning, Cabineers.
The last couple of weeks have been a whirlwind of activity with our family members here.
Yep.
But they have left.
And new ones are on the way.
Yes. We are continuing to work on the main house, and Brian is doing flooring.
And Nola's working in the bedroom on the last of the drywall and painting.
We've had a couple of days off, and so I am back at it today trying to finish up a few things in the house. We had a situation here where we accidentally started painting the ceiling green, but we didn't want the ceiling green, so I'm going back in and doing some touch-up work. That is just a first coat. I'm gonna do it again so that we get it good and white, and then I'm gonna come back and fix these walls, which are a little blotchy and uneven, by doing a second coat of the paint with a roller. Back in the master bath, I had Brian take out the toilet so that we could get back in here and paint more easily. And we needed to take out the toilet anyway because it needed a new wax ring around the base because it was slightly leaky. So I've done a first coat of Kills on it, and then we're gonna go back and I'm painting this bathroom also green. Part of my job is Brian does the big heavy lifting, like tearing down a room and roughing it in, and I come in and make it pretty. So part of that job is finishing off the drywall work. And while I am no expert, I have definitely picked up a few tricks along the way. So the first thing I do is I start with this stuff. It's sticky on one side, and it has this nice mesh for the plaster to stick to. So I'm just gonna do a little section here so you can get the idea. And this, I just go in and cover things up like icing a cake. Which, to be honest, I'm not really good at icing cakes. Just scoop it in. And it is literally like icing a cake. Quite satisfying.
Just when we thought everything was going cool with this hot tub, the pump decides to take a crapper. The impeller binds up when the pump turns on, so it doesn't turn on, and the water gets old and nasty. So we got to figure out how to get a new pump and new impeller. This is our little sump pump that we use to pump out the hot tubs with, and it is currently emptying out this hot tub.
I can use the hot tub water to rinse out my bucket.
Ah, sweet, hurry up, do it.
Okay.
There's not much left.
Because I used up all of the joint compound and I still need to get more.
Great. In the meantime, while the hot tub's getting emptied, I'm doing, you guessed it, another ceiling fan.
kind of did a boo-boo and and when I was trying to mix up the Kills paint, the lid came off and spilled everywhere. So I've been trying to use that I'm suddenly shifting gears and I'm starting the edging of the Kills in this room for the paint. Yeah, I had to take a break because I have to move this door because it's where I need to paint next. And so yeah.
Today's one of those days when the hits just keep hitting. Right now is the time in the video where I usually tell you, and now I've just installed a ceiling fan, and I click the thing and the light comes on and the fan works. But this one, that's not going to happen because the wiring evidently does not work correctly to it, and the only way to get current is to have current flow through the ground wire. And that's bad. At least I think that's bad. You may be an electrician and you may be looking at this video and laughing at yourself and say, ah, Brian, we wire stuff through the ground all the time. But you know what? I don't. And that spells disaster to me.
So I'd really like it if we could be moved in or moving in by the time Kelsea gets here, which is a week from tomorrow.
It's possible, because I mean, really all we have to do is just put the floor down and painting, and there's not much painting left.
Right.
Because you all knocked out most of that.
Yeah. I want to get the loft done, partly because when she gets here, if she doesn't feel comfortable sleeping by herself, essentially in the lodge, we could put her in the loft.
That's a
and
good
then
idea.
she'd have a place that was nearby but not in the same room.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's possible. We'll just have to see how things go in the next couple days.
Yeah, we just need to plan things fairly well, which is why I'm like, let's get flooring. This room is painted. I do have a few touch-ups that I'm gonna do tomorrow with the paintbrush, but otherwise it's done painting.
Well, that's good.
And in here, I have finished everything, but again, still just a few touch-ups that I will be completing tomorrow, but I think it looks pretty good. La 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 la, this is crazy how it is slippery. Wow, this is, oh my gosh. So I think I need to do the bleach and pine sol treatment to here too. It's everywhere. Hi. I've spent the last week trying to make the new drywall seamlessly blend into the old drywall. The trick to it is a lot of this all-purpose joint compound, my little scrapers, and so much sanding. So much sanding. I put on the joint compound, let it dry for 24 hours, and then I come back and I sand it, and then I put on more joint compound, I come back and I sand it, and then I put on more joint compound, and then I come back and I sand it. And I'm hoping that after I sand today, I will be able to start painting because I'm sick of this. So probably never gonna get it perfect, but you know what? Sometimes done is good enough, and I'm really ready to stick a fork in this. Another thing I have to do is take down this piece of trim. Somehow. Sweet success. So should we get a couple of USB outlets for our bedside?
I'd like to, but the only issue is when the plugs are like daisy chained together like they are. It's hard because those plug-ins are so much thicker and bigger than a standard plug-in, because you have the transformer in there to transform the electricity itself. So I think I have a couple down in the garage. So when we get to that point, I'll grab one and we'll try to put one in and see what I can do. We can probably get one. It's probably going to be this one over here, because this is the very end of the daisy chain. But I don't know how useful that's going to be, because our bedsides are going to be here and here. But yes, that's a good idea, and I will definitely try to do that when we get to that point.
The last thing I'm going to do before painting is I'm going to go over all of the joint compound with a wet rag, which will get rid of some of the dust from my sanding and also smooth out any last little bits of inconsistency. Well, I've been working in the bedroom, getting it ready for paint and painting it. Brian has been out here working on the living room floor. So let's take a second and chat about how much you love this flooring that we bought.
So we cheaped out, and because we know we're going to be basically ripping this stuff up and probably throwing it away in 3 to 5 years or so, and we got a lesser quality flooring, which is the snap together flooring, but it is very, very finicky. It is, the edges are you have to really be careful of the edges of the board itself. And if they don't just fit together perfectly, they don't fit together at all.
So that's good times.
Oh yeah, it's very good times. It's fun. Lots of swearing.
Yes, the room has been blue several times. I've walked away a few times.
It's getting better. The more flooring I get down, the more it naturally straightens out. So it is getting easier, but it's still kind of difficult.
Going around the fireplace, well, we didn't film that for a reason, because I'm pretty sure that it would not go up to YouTube's family values standards or whatever they have, because wow.
That was bad times.
It was bad times.
One of the issues I'm having with this flooring is, in order to lay it down, you have to stick the edge of the next plank into the previous plank, and then you have to tilt both planks up to get the new plank to hook into the previous rows of planks, and then pat it back down. And what happens is then you lift up the entire row of planks, and often the one at the very end comes loose when you've just finished the other end of the row, and you have to do one row at a time, and you can't stack them up and do the shingle thing like I did on the flooring in the lodge, up in the craft room, and that helps make the flooring go a lot faster because then you're working in a smaller area. Here I have to work all the way across the room every single time.
Poor flea-bitten mutt. Bath time for the baby. Because the other thing that we got here were fleas. Oh, look at that poor face. Look at that poor kitty, poor face. The sad part is that we have to wait 5 minutes for the stuff to work. So it has to sit on her for 5 minutes.
Tomorrow we have to go pick up my daughter at 6:30 in the morning in Atlanta. That's like 3 hours down and 3 hours back. So that's gonna put us back.
That means we have to get up at 3 a.m.
Well, we have to get up at 3 a.m., yeah.
Roll in the car.
Go down. So we're gonna be back in Cleveland like 10, 11 o'clock, which means, oh, we can do a bunch of shopping and stuff.
Right.
Now here's the problem. It's like, because we live so far away from
The main
civilization that when you go there, you want to plan these trips out. The problem becomes you plan so much
that we're exhausted.
You know, you go to the third store, and by the time you're at your third store and you're like, oh my God, I still have to go to 3 more stores.
You don't care anymore.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's very hard. So, you know, normally you think, oh, going to town, that's a fun day off. No. Going to town actually kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's a lot of driving around and getting up and walking to the car and looking for things, and you've got your list, and you get to the point where you're like, there's still a few things on your list and you don't care. You're just like, I don't care. I can't even remember why this is on my list. That's the sad part. But that's going to be our day tomorrow. So we're excited.
Wow. I don't see any bad drywall anywhere.
Wow.
This looks awesome, honey. This looks like a freaking bedroom now.
It is coming together. So I got the first coat of Kills on, or mostly on. There's a section of ceiling that I didn't do, because one of the things that you can't really get on YouTube is smell-o-vision. Because this Kills is very, very, very smelly. And
the oil-based kills.
The oil-based kills. And so I got about 90% done before I was like, I can't do anymore. I'm very tired now. How about you? How was your part of the day?
I was on my knees all day. Let's go see.
Okay.
Now this is what I did today. We have a floor now. Woo! It's almost like a roller rink.
It is.
It's like a room now.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, once we get the trim back up, and it's gonna be, we can move stuff in.
Yeah, we can start moving stuff in, including our new cool couch.
Yes.
So we're here in the Atlanta airport. It's like 6:30 in the morning. We had to get up at like 3 to get here. And we're here because I'm picking up my daughter from Phoenix.
Oh, there you are! Hi. I'm fine. Hello!
Hi.
Hi! I am tired. Long time no see. Hi!
We left at lunch, and you weren't quite finished with the floor.
And we had to go pick up my daughter.
Hello!
This is Kelsey, everybody. Say hi to Kelsey.
So you saw us pick her up at the airport in Atlanta. So that was a fun day of getting up at 3 a.m. to drive to meet her at the airport at 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But anyway, we're back in the house. We took a little day off. We screwed around a little bit, but we're back in the house.
Today I get to start on the last painting of the last room. Not counting the back porch, because I'm not counting the back porch.
And for me, the floor never ends.
That's true.
So my initial plan was to run the flooring all the way through the entire house seamlessly. That's not gonna work because it's not lining up with the walls because the walls aren't square. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the flooring into the hallway here, and then I'm gonna put a seam in this doorway, and then I'll start new flooring in here and run that all the way through both bedrooms.
Today I am doing the very last bit of painting up here in the bedroom, and it's the last painting in the house until we start on the back porch, which I'm not even gonna worry about. And so it's pretty exciting, but gosh, I'm so sick of painting. I can't even tell you how sick of painting I am. You've got two different things here. You've got these little staples, and then you've got these that sort of resemble nails, but they really aren't nails. They're just little pieces of wire. The staples are pretty easy generally. So you put it between here, start hammering it, then you can go here with your, and pull it out. These, however, sometimes if you don't hit them right, they'll bend. But if you find that they're starting to bend, then the easiest thing to do is to go in with your little clippers and clip it shorter, because then it doesn't have as much to bend and you can get them right out.
All right, that's it for the hallway. Now on to the other bedroom. The only issue with the bedroom is we've been using it as a place to store materials and tools, and now I have to move all this crap. So apparently when it came time to pull all the staples and stuff out of the floor of this room, it got skipped, especially in that closet. That's gonna add a lot of time to what I have to do today because I was hoping to get this floor done today. So how's it going?
Taking a while.
What's your favorite part of this job?
When the shade comes, when the clouds just decide that they want to come over and just hang out.
That's good. Yeah, I got a little sunny today, so it's kind of hot right now.
You guys have been inside the entire time?
Yeah, but it's hot in there too because it's all humidity. Well, I'm starting to work on the flooring in that room now, finally.
Hell
after getting all
yeah!
the nails and stuff up. So. All right, cool. I'll check in on you later.
Yeah!
So that's the last of the petty paint.
Great. So if you have more paint.
Probably. I've done the ceilings and a little bit of the walls, but I don't think this is gonna go all the way around. So we'll see.
All right.
I'm
to make a trip into town tomorrow.
I may make a trip into town tonight because they're open until like 9.
That's true.
So, and then I don't have to waste time tomorrow
Yeah.
because you need to be working on the floor and I need to be setting up cabins.
Yeah.
Yesterday afternoon, I did indeed run out of paint. So last night I went to Cleveland, Tennessee and went to the Home Depot and got some more paint. I literally only had about 1/3 or 1/4 of one wall left to do. Very frustrating. So I'm gonna finish that off this morning and then I've gotta get some cabins up and ready for guests who are arriving today. Should be enough. Ooh. And that's the last of the paint in the main part of the house. And before you say it, Nola, I can't believe you've painted your house white and not colors. The plan is that we are going to be redoing this place in a few years, and so we kind of want to live in it for a little while before we really decide the colors that we want it to be, so that we can really make the right choice.
So in the never-ending cycle of things I've never seen before on this property, these door jambs are weird because they're like all modular and they're all attached to the trim. So if you start taking the trim apart, the whole freaking door jamb falls apart. Come on this side here, you can see better. Because it's like, here's where the hinge is attached and this goes in here, but there's nothing holding it in. The door jamb is not nailed to the wall. It's like all the trim is just holding the door jamb on. And so I have to go back and like squeeze all these together and put these together and nail the thing into the door jamb, because that's how you actually put a door in. You don't just use the trim as a weird kind of clamp to hold the door on.
You don't?
No, you don't. And the thing is I don't know if this is a cheap door or if it's a really expensive door done cheaply, because the door jamb is made out of hardwood. It's not made out of pressed wood or anything, but they've just done it in here so in such a cheap fashion.
Watch the door.
They've just done it in here in such a cheap fashion that, yeah, when you start to do anything to the doors, it's like the whole door jamb falls apart. So we didn't get quite as far as we'd wanted to. We're still not moved in yet, but we did get a lot accomplished.
We got a lot accomplished. The loft is painted, but it needs a floor. The bedroom is painted, but it needs its floor. But the floors are down everywhere else, and the trim is back up, the floorboards, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
And your parents arrived today.
Yep, that's gonna be interesting.
And yeah, so hopefully at the end of next week,
We'll be moved in.
we'll be moved in.
So if you like this video, subscribe.
Ring the bell and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Starr Mountain Retreat.
See you next time.
Bye.